Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and talk about your final exam, which you can see right here. It just covers chapter 10. And I'm pretty sure I gave you guys 3 hours to complete this test. It shouldn't take you 3 hours, but it is a little longer than the regular test that you've been taking. So anyway, the first part is que deben hacer. It seems like everyone is sick today. What do you think they should do? Listen to the problems each person is having, then choose the best remedy from the list. So here's your list, and this list is the same throughout. So you're just going to listen to what they
Marta no
say.
se siente bien. Está cansada y tiene dolor de cabeza.
Okay, so it tells you, there's going to be a list of what's going on with Marta and Paco and Alicia, and then you give them the advice, and you're going to use each one of these one time. So if you're uncertain about one, I would go through and do process of elimination, because if you're certain about these three and not certain about that one, whatever you're left with is what you would put there. So anyway. Match each body part to the item most closely associated with it. So here you have a list of things like rings and toothbrush, and here you have body parts. You want to match the body part that would use like a ring or would use a toothbrush, etc. Then down here, como se define, match each of the following body parts or common medicines to the correct definition or description, and it's going to be the same ones throughout. So here's the definition or description, and then you just match it with the body part or medicine. Okay, so down here, label each of the numbered body parts in the image below. So you just look at numbers 1, 2, 3, etc., and write what body part it is. Make sure you include the correct definite article, an el, or la, a los, or las in your answer. So you can't just say the head. You can't just say head. You need to say the head, etc. No me sentí bien, complete Oscar's narration of the last time he felt ill. This is still vocabulary, so just read the paragraph and plug in the words that would best complete the paragraph. ¿Qué hago? Mariela is living alone for the first time and needs some advice. Listen to each situation carefully.
Encontré un apartamento que me encanta y solo...
Okay, so you're going to listen to this whole, it's like a little paragraph, and then you decide whether, which command should you give the Mariela, basically like what kind of advice would you give her. And you want to listen very carefully. It's not always quite so obvious as to what you should pick. All right, so there's up to 19. Then here we're going to make the formal, remember you're making the formal command of the verb in parentheses. So you take these verbs and turn them into their command form. All right, then down here, complete the following sentences expressing emotions or feelings by choosing the appropriate verb. So what verb would you plug in here that would best complete these sentences? And remember that we were studying subjunctive, so some of your choices may be in the subjunctive mood, so you need to decide whether it would be a situation that requires subjunctive or not, or if it's something that happened in the past. So it continues on to the top of the next page. Then down here, it seems everyone is having a difficult week. Complete each of the following sentences with the correct form of the logical verb. Again, this is one of those where you are dealing with whether or not you need to conjugate your verb into the subjunctive. So you may use subjunctive or you may use present tense. Escoger, do the following sentences express doubt and denial? Complete them by choosing the appropriate verb form. Again, this is all, you need to look at your subjunctive sections, in this case the one on doubt and denial, and decide whether or not you need to use the subjunctive form of the verb or the indicative form of it, and then which spelling would best match up. So then down here it says in la residencia estudiantil, you and a friend are about to move into the student residence on campus. A third friend has sent you some rules to keep in mind while living in student housing. Complete each of them with the correct ustedes command form of the logical verb from the word bank. So you're going to put all of these in the command form, the ustedes command form in this section. And then down here, Do you know to which category each of the following words belong? So papas fritas, would they fall under bebida alcohólica, proteína, grasa, or comida chatarra? Which would be like junk food. El helado, oh, that's continuing on. Okay, el consultorio de la nutricionista, you have decided to consult with a nutritionist in order to improve your diet. The following are her recommendations. Complete each sentence with the logical vocabulary word from the word bank. So you just read these sentences and plug in the word from the word bank that would best complete them. And usamos el subjuntivo. Some of the following sentences require the use of the subjunctive while others do not. So again, you're going to want to read through and decide whether you should use subjunctive or indicative mood. Like, should you conjugate this in the first way you learn how to conjugate verbs in regular present tense, or do you need to use present subjunctive? La salud. Complete the following sentences with the logical word from the word bank. So you just read these sentences and you pick the word that would best complete the sentence. And that's it.